super exciting day because today I have here Alex with me. Hey, Alex.
Hey, George, how's it going? How you doing?
Good. Today's been an easy day for me, so I got a lot of energy. Even though it's like 10:30 p.m., I'm still like really pumped up. And I have you here finally. The time finally matched. The date,
Yes, we
nighttime,
did
time
it.
zone. Yeah, we did it.
I love it. We're making it happen.
I know. Really quickly, introduce yourself to whoever's watching this video.
Hey, everyone. My name is Alex McLean from the United States.
Where do you currently base in? Where do you live?
Right now, I live in Connecticut. I live in Stamford, Connecticut. It's about 45 minutes north of New York City. That's kind of what everyone will
Where
kind
you
of
from
know.
originally?
Originally, I'm from Connecticut.
Ah,
So
okay.
I recently moved from LA, Los Angeles, about 6 or 7 months ago. Back to the East Coast, back to the Four Seasons, ready to hit snow in a few months. So it's a
Nice.
good time.
Okay, so Alex and I, we see each other twice a year, usually. Yeah, once at the beginning of the year, once at the middle of the year. But it's always we either working our butts off or we are going to be with our friends. That's a huge group. So we never get the time to have like one-on-one conversation. So this is the perfect time.
Yes.
To me, the idea of Alex to me is just like a scholar in fitness. I don't know why. I just have the idea of you knowing everything in fitness. You've been in the industry for a long time and you have taught every single format. So can you please tell us your fitness background?
All right. I think like everyone else you've interviewed, I was an athlete growing up. I did baseball, basketball, gymnastics, volleyball, track. And then I went to college, and my background in this degree is actually in marketing. So after college, I went right outside Boston. I moved back to Connecticut, didn't have a job. And I was like, let me go to the gym, keep staying active. I'm like, wait a minute, if I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to get paid to go to the gym. So after that, I took my APA certification, which is one of the primary certs here in the United States. And then I moved back to Boston with my corporate job. And Reebok is based right outside of Boston. So what was nice is they always had influence on what was happening in the Boston area. I ended up joining their Boston performance scene. It's just kind of how I got into the education workshop type of environment. Then I moved to Chicago for grad school, then moved back to New York for my corporate job, and that's where Nike was there. And so Nike Culture Shock was there, which I know you have a hip hop background, and that was their hip hop international team. So again, just a different side of the education performance side. 9/11 happens. I quit my job. Fitness became full-time because I wanted to be a professional dancer and acrobat. And while I was in New York, I worked for the NBA and I did some other stuff. And then I moved to LA, tried to make it there, got some great opportunities, and fitness kind of kept going on in lots of different DVDs. That's kind of where I met people who got me into my first master trainer education role, was with Total Gym back in 2008. And then from there, connections, I worked with other brands. And then I met you through Strong Nation. And that's where we are right now.
Wow, you lived everywhere in the US. You just moved from town to town, state to state.
Yeah, man, I love it.
Well, what about places that you traveled overseas? Where have you been? Where have you taught?
I taught in Jakarta. It was funny, last year, the weekend I was going to be there, who else is going to be there but Umar? What are the chances that he was there the same weekend I was? So I was able to hook up with him. If you guys don't know Umar, he is one of our Strong Nation master trainers. He is a karate god. Like he's a god.
Literally.
I've been to Tokyo a couple times, and then I went to Ireland once. So my plans for the next 3 years, every year I just want to travel to some new place, new adventures. The great thing about fitness is that you know people everywhere over the world, so you can always visit somebody.
Yeah, where would you want to go next year?
Next year, I want to do 2 weeks in Europe. But since I'm talking to you, remember Hong Kong is on the list.
Yeah.
So expect me to come visit soon.
Yeah, not in the summer. The summer is brutal. Brutal. Don't come in the summer.
Brutal, like hot brutal, or
hot, humid, a lot of people. It just.
I do need to work on my tan, so I may come then.
Oh, it's just hot. It's not about like getting a tan. It's just. Europe. What country would you want to visit? Because I love Europe.
Europe. I want to do like a 14-day trip and just travel all over Europe. So everything is so close there. So I want to hit France, Germany, Spain, England. I just want to hit it all.
2 weeks is not enough. You need like a
I
month.
know, I know.
I would say
But
if you have
once I,
2 weeks, you would probably do, I would say, 3 to 4 countries.
right. Because when I went to Ireland, I literally landed on Friday morning and I was out on Monday night. It was a quick trip, but it was like one of my best trips because there it was St. Patrick's Day weekend. And so everything was just out of proportion. I mean, it was just huge. So that's why I'm like, no, 14 weeks. I just want to do, I mean, 14 days, I want to do just going throughout all of Europe.
Super cool. Okay, back to the fitness, the questions. Um, what other fitness formats do you teach other than people would know you from Strong? But what else do you teach?
Well, when I started, I taught everything because you had to teach everything.
Yeah,
But when I started, it wasn't branded. It was, body sculpt, step,
like freestyle.
high low,
Yeah,
dance. Everything was freestyle. But you had to create the choreography,
yeah,
break it down into 32 count, and make sure everyone got it.
yeah.
Um, Now, because of where I'm teaching, I teach for Equinox, it's one of the major chains in the US. I can teach some of their signature formats that are only available there, but I also teach some of their freestyle formats. I'm doing Strong Nation virtually, but right now, because of my background, I can teach pretty much anything, or I can fake it if you give me the description.
Exactly.
It'll be close enough.
Have we seen you dance?
Yes, I took
The
the
karaoke party?
What was the fundraiser you guys did? It was you, Ali, Umar, Joao started, Aaron was there, Gringa was there,
Oh, oh,
Kobe
oh,
was
it
there.
was for Brazil.
Yes,
It was for Brazil, I
I
think.
took the class from there. I think that was the first time people saw me move because what most people don't know, even though I dance, I'm not a Zumba instructor.
Okay.
So when I came onto the team, people didn't know that I had like that sort of backgrounds.
Yeah.
So when they see me, at Sync Summit or throughout, and music comes on, I start jamming like, oh snap, are you a Zen member? I'm like, no, not yet.
But we do know that. Do you do commercial dance?
I did a couple things. I got the one thing I will always post every year is on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. I was one of the dancers for the Rose Parade. It is one of the biggest events here in the US that's shown globally. I think it gets maybe like 10 to 20 million views globally. And
Wow.
the year I did it, we opened up and it was Leanne Rhymes. She was launching her newest song. And so, I mean, that was awesome. I mean,
Fantastic. So you are legit dancer.
we were legit dancers for that one show. Yeah.
Wow, that's super cool. Do you have any martial
Yeah.
arts background? Do you do any type of martial arts?
When I was younger, I took it for a year just because, growing up, we did lots of different things. So one of my friends did karate, so I went and did that. From there is actually how I learned how to do a backflip. So from there, I went right into gymnastics. And I mean, I started late. I started gymnastics when I was in high school. I did it for 4 years.
Wow.
And then, but that helped me when I was also auditioning because I always had another skill that I can show.
Can you tumble?
Mhm. That's what I did for the NBA. So for the NBA, have you ever watched a game, maybe halftime? Well,
Yeah,
you're in Toronto for school,
yeah.
where they have the guys with the trampoline and they flip, 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 and then they slam it. I was
So
one of
you,
those dudes. Yeah,
wow. That
yeah.
is so good. See, like these are incredible things that we didn't know about Alex. That's so cool. That's amazing.
Yeah.
How did you get into strong then?
I got into strong because it did well within the Zen community. So when you guys were taking the program outside into the outside fitness community,
Yeah.
they were looking for master trainers. At that time, who had no affiliation with Zumba, but who had an expertise in functional training and bodyweight training. And so I was recommended into the program. And then I had a meeting with Joy and Darren. And then after a couple months, I decided to join the team.
So you were invited. Ooh.
Wait, let me rephrase that. I was referred. I still went through the whole, application
Yeah.
process. Because some people will think, when you're referred that like, hey, I got the job. But I think I approach every project very similar. It always it has to be a fit, and so I interviewed them just like they interviewed me. I mean, I remember they were the look on their faces, and I'm like, hold on, I have a couple questions. Pulled out my pad and paper, and I started taking notes because I wanted to make sure it's a good fit.
Yeah. Did you do your master trainer training in Miami with the first batch over there?
No, so I came a year or two after the program launched.
That's right, because the first year was for Zin members only.
Right.
That's right. So you're the first batch of the non-Zin community trainer, right?
Oh, for the master trainers?
Yeah. I think so. Because on board pretty much when we open up to like the fitness world.
I think so. I think I joined a couple months after. I think because the other Alex was already there.
That's right.
I don't know. Joao was there. I'm trying to think who was there at the first time I went. Because when I went, there were 3 additional candidates for master trainers. It was me, a girl Heather, and a girl Kristen that I had known through the outside fitness community. So I think we were all there at the same time. So we were pretty close.
Yeah.
So when you guys open it up.
Cool. Well, it's great to have you on board because you're so knowledgeable.
Thank you. Like, you have a great team.
Yeah. I do have a few fun questions that I wanted to ask. I actually took notes this time because the past few videos, I'm like, what should I ask these?
Yeah, rapid fire.
So the first one I actually asked, I think I asked Natalie last round. What is the most embarrassing moments that happened in a class that you taught?
In a class that I taught? Let me think. Which one?
Which one?
Well, I wear glasses and I wear contacts. My allergies were bothering me, so I took my contacts out and I didn't have my glasses in. I still remember. So I was teaching a step class. It was at a corporate gym, so it is a small space. So my step is close to the front mirror. Okay, the first time I hit the mirror going over the top, I was like, I'm good, you guys. I got this. Okay, the second time I hit it, I'm like, seriously, dude? Like, what's up? Okay, I hit, in the 45-minute class, I hit that front mirror 4 times. And not just tap it, like my whole body went like boom. I was like, what is up?
How did the class react?
The first time there, because there was mostly women and one guy, they're like, Alex, are you okay? I'm like, oh, I'm good. And then your head, you're like, what am I doing? And then the second time, I'm like, seriously? The third time, I'm like, come on, what time is this class over? The fourth time, I'm like, look, I'm done. I just stood there and I cued them through it. I stood on top of the step and I let them do it.
I would think that you probably would miss a step that would be dangerous if you actually missed it.
Right. I've done that too. I've tipped over the step. I've had my pants fall down.
Yeah, your pants fall down.
Yeah. I forgot clothes.
Pants I've heard, but not all enough.
Yeah, I did a quick sub. I didn't have clothes. And luckily, when I lived in Boston, where my corporate job was, the gym was actually in the same building. I just had to hop up and go up the elevator. I didn't have clothes. They gave me a large. I'm like, what? I'm clearly not a large. And so I double tied it, doing it. And slowly but surely, the pants are sliding down. I'm like, oh, well. Hey, guys, I got red underwear on today. So, all right, let's just keep going.
Fantastic. My second question for you. If you were not in the fitness world, what would you be doing?
If I was not in the fitness world, I would be doing, I'm going to go back to my first corporate job. It was marketing and finance because I have part of my brain is creative, but on the other side, I'm very analytical. Yeah. And so that job was really a great fit for me. It was doing analysis.
Because I've traveled so much from the fitness job that I've had in the past 16 years, I did engineering in school, but I have no mean. I want to go back to computer engineering. If I am not working in fitness, I would love to do something with like people relation. Just, right. I don't know, maybe work at the airport, be like the information desk, the concierge.
Right.
I don't know. I just want to like work with people.
Yeah, because it's very similar. Like we're so used to being around people, which is why, the virtual world is very different. Even though we're with people, we're not in the company of people, and that's like we draw our energy from those people.
Yeah. No, I especially like to work with international people because of the job that we have too.
Right.
Do
You
you
just
speak
learn so
Spanish?
much. I'm sorry?
You speak Spanish?
A little bit.
Yeah.
My sister is fluent, and I took Spanish in high school, but when you don't use it on a daily basis, like I can pick out words, I can say, you know, how are you? My name's Alex. Where's the bathroom? You know,
I can do
short
all that.
things. Right. Happy birthday. But like you during your live streams, you know, you're busting out like Portuguese and all these. I was like, what?
It's the same thing. I know how to say my name. Where's the bathroom? I can do that.
The numbers going up and down, you know.
Yeah.
And it only parts only going up to 8. There's no number past 8.
That's right. Well, for a dancer, it only go up to 8. But because I learned Portuguese from capoeira, we don't actually do 8 counts. We actually count up. So I can do 9 and 10.
Oh, okay.
What is the most memorable fitness moment? Most memorable.
The most memorable fitness moment. I think they're all memorable for different reasons. I think when you do something that's the first thing, I'm going to pull back to me starting, was working with, you know her, Ann Saldi.
Of course.
So right when I started, before I joined the Reebok Performance team, Fit TV, which is a big popular TV show or channel, and Reebok had partnered and they did a star tour looking for the next fitness star. And so Anne had entered and she did a hip hop piece and I was one of her background people. And so she won the New England, and then we flew to Phoenix and we were in, you know, the nationals, and she was, you know, one of the top 3 finalists. I mean, it was amazing, but it's also great to see her in her element and learn from that. It was also great to see, you know, from a corporate standpoint, you know, because it was a convention. So you got all your Reebok programming and saw all that. First time I saw the New York Reebok performance team, I'm like, sweet, I want to do that. And then 2 months later is when Boston had their auditions and I ended up joining. So I would say that because it was very early in my career.
Do we have any of that on video somehow, somewhere?
You know what? She posted a picture of it, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. Oh. One of our friends does have it on video, and by video we mean VHS.
Okay. And then now you use your phone to like film your screen.
We did our hip hop routine. I don't know if you remember MC Hammer. Turn this mother out.
Wow. No,
oh yeah.
You dance. Like I want to see you in your dancing style, other than
you and I, because we talked about. Everyone knows I love Janet Jackson.
I was gonna ask my next question. Who's your favorite singer?
Oh, then come on, Janet. I was listening to her before we even started this. You and I are gonna. Was it all night? Don't
stop. Yeah.
Yes, you're gonna film it. Send it to me. I'm gonna learn it, and then we are gonna do a video. Because everyone's doing like the double videos. That's what we're gonna do.
You know how long it took me to learn that routine? I've watched that. It was a American Music Award or something. One of the live performances she did. I rewatched it, and then it was another one that was on TV, one of the talk shows, and then she was a guest performer.
Yes.
On replay, at least 100 times to get maybe like half of the routine. Oh my God.
Oh man. If you're not saying like the MTV days, you're just constantly on rewind. You just film it, rewind. It's so detailed. It's so intricate. I auditioned for her twice.
Wow.
I auditioned for her All For You tour. I flew from Connecticut I still remember this. I flew from Connecticut to LA. They have 3 days. One is the open audition, so people without agents can go. And I was number 203. And the person in back of me, I actually knew because she flew in from Rhode Island. Again, I knew her through fitness. It was such a small world. Then I flew back one more time for when they were auditioning for Super Bowl people. That audition, well, first, the All For You audition, I loved it because you actually did some of the choreography from the All For You video. And then you had your 2 counts of freestyle. You're like, okay, thank you very much. Boom, 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 you're done. Then we had the Super Bowl one. that had to be one of the hardest auditions I've ever been in as an entry, as just like the first cut, because it was so intricate. I mean, it took us about 45 minutes to learn the choreography. Then you went outside, they brought in the next shoot, they taught it. So we were there for almost 12 hours for
Wow.
just the first day. I was
How many
like
people were there auditioning?
blown. So it was the same thing because the first day is open call. So you had over 1,000 people for both of the times I went for just the first day. It was nuts. Like I auditioned for Madonna when she was in New York that same year as the All For You tour. So I went to the open call. I made it down to the final 50 people for the first day before I got cut. And then they had the next 2 days for agents. And so at that point I was like, all right, I'm older. Let me just move to LA, see what happens. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't, like no big deal. But at least I can say I tried, and
Yeah.
versus, well, what if, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you this one more. This will be the last one. But when I was in LA, that was when Dreamgirls came out, or it was posted that it was going to be a movie. And, I'm like, okay, they're going to need people who look like me, who are like, my height, my ethnicity. And so like for that year, I mean, I took every class that I could. I was in the best shape that I could ever be in. I went to the audition. I made it to the final, maybe like 40 or 50 people. And I still remember this. I was standing there because we had to slate for the camera. Hi, my name is McLean. I'm with DDO Dance Agency, blah, blah, blah. Before I got selected, they were calling people up by name, who they knew. Okay, I want Mark, I want this, I want this. And then number 203, number blah, blah, blah. I still remember I was one of the last people just standing there, just waiting. I'm like, all right, just, I know you don't know my name, but just say my number. And what felt like 5 hours maybe would have been like the longest 15 seconds of your life. And so finally I did get called and we did the slate. I didn't get it, but then they invited us back for another audition for another piece of the movie. Same thing, made it all the way to the end and just didn't get it.
Oh.
So I'm like, oh, that is the one movie I still to this day will not watch. I will listen to the soundtrack forever, but I still have not watched that movie.
Speaking of auditioning for movies, well, when I was dancing back in university in Canada, there was one agency actually in Toronto was asking all the dance troupe from different schools, hey, you guys are interested? We can sign you as one of the artists. If you get audition, we'll let you know. Of course, you have to pay the agency like whatever amount of money, right?
Right.
So I did not sign them, but they did give me a call saying that, hey, there's a movie it's going to be made in Toronto and they need an Asian boy, a dancer, to be in a club scene. Would you be interested in 2 days? Like,
right, yeah.
2 days? I'm like, I cannot skip class. I'm in engineering. Like, I cannot miss school. Like, this is the
right.
for me. So I said no to it. And it was the movie Honey.
I was going to say Honey, yep.
How did you know?
Because I was in New York at the time, and I still remember walking down the street, going to take class, and I saw two of my friends were coming from that audition because I knew it was going to be filmed in Toronto.
Oh, wow.
And some of the people who I took class with, so funny, I actually just watched it on YouTube a few days ago. Wow. I love the music in that movie.
Crazy. And then now that when I watch the movie, there's a club scene right at the beginning, and there's
right in the beginning, right?
Like, damn, that would have been me.
Damn.
That could have been me. But
right. I know him.
Right? But I said no to the opportunity. But yeah, you know what? Life goes on. It is what it is.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. So the Janet Jackson dance routine I was talking about. We were talking about Janet Jackson dance routine.
Yes, we're gonna learn it. We're gonna post it.
We're gonna crush it. Any of her like actual choreography?
Have I what?
Learned any of her choreography from like videos or taking a class?
Oh, absolutely. Oh my God, from the beginning, like pleasure principle, control, nasty. Rhythm Nation is so intricate, so I know like a piece of it, but never the whole thing. Like I get lonely. That one is hard, even though it's not so fast. It's so specific.
Yeah.
Doesn't really
Very
matter.
intricate.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love all her choreography.
I never got to take a class to learn her stuff. I always just watch videos and just on replay. The one Doesn't Matter that she did live in one of the award shows.
Yes, we MTV. Yes.
That was everything. And I learned like the chorus. I was okay with the chorus, but the rest is just like too much. I'm like, oh my
God, yeah.
But it's so good though. Yeah. So good though.
Oh man, that piece of I think we were talking about that.
Breakdowns. The 2 breakdowns in the
yes. So good. Yeah. People were like, "Oh, what? Janet's ticking? What?" I was like, "Oh and it was, man." Okay, let's cue up the music. Okay.
And the other one I actually learned as well was Together Again. That one was a lot of moves. Oh my god, that one was. Oh. I always look at the live performances because it actually show you the complete choreography instead of the music videos, the flashes.
They do it.
Yeah. So All Night Don't Stop was my favorite because it's so cool.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Yeah.
Have you I have to send you the video. Have you watched the Together Again remix that opened the American Music Awards? It's the remix is dope. Oh my gosh, I'll have to send it to you after this.
When did that happen?
1998.
Oh, when did the song come out?
98.
Oh, I think so they did a remix. I thought you mean like, oh, they did it like 10 years later.
But she brought that version back on her tour, on her Unbreakable tour. And once like that music started, people were like, what? Because she's never done that. But you know, that was back in the day where you would get like the CD singles that have 6 remixes on it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so good. Okay, I'll have to send it to you after.
I love how you know everything about it.
I'm like, well, you know, the Velvet Rope CD did actually come out 2 days ago, back in 1997. I was living in Evanston. I went to this store and I bought it. I did not download it. I had to buy the CD. You know, so funny. Yes.
Hopefully, next one is our split screen dancing video.
Yes, we have to do that.
Well, we'll pick a routine and then we gotta totally break it down and like do it.
Oh yeah, we gotta nail it. Nail it. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Alex.
Thanks so much, George. I had so much fun.
Super fun. Have a great day. It's Friday for you, morning.
It is Friday. Yes, it is Friday morning. It is 11:30, so it's like 11:30 at night for you. Yeah, I think you're 12 hours ahead.
Yes, it is. But again, it's Friday. That's why I got my Friday night beverage.
All right. White wine, okay. I love it. I love it.
Do that video, and then we should totally post it on Instagram when we're done with it.
Oh yeah, it's a done deal.
Yeah,
it'll be one of many.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining again. Have a great
so much,
Friday.
George. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you later.